Okay, ladies and gentlemen and all Doctor Who fans, today is a video that I felt like I really should make. I'm gonna just come out and say it, right? The Doctor Who fandom, at least on social media, is absolutely fucking arse. And this is something that has really been drawn to my attention with the brand episode of The Well releasing. The first thing that I completely noticed about this is there's a lot of salty fans of other Doctor Who eras that really can't wrap their head around other people enjoying things. For example, and this is just a very small but very vocal minority, there's lots of very salty Chibnall era fans who are shitting on this season because people shat on their favourite era. And this isn't just like criticism or not liking certain episodes, which is completely fine. Everyone deserves to have an opinion on something and critique whatever they would like. You know, I'm a commentary YouTuber, I get that more than most, but a lot of these fans, these disgruntled, toxic, salty people are just annoyed that other people shit on their era, so, you know, they feel like they have to shit all over somebody else's favourite era. And it's getting to a really annoying extent. People are just being randomly called misogynistic for liking this era better than the other era, which, in my opinion, makes no sense. There is, of course, loads of misogynistic Doctor Who viewers, and we've seen that online as of recently on YouTube, on Twitter, and basically any social media platforms who are deeming this latest series and the Jodie Whittaker era as quote-unquote woke. But it is completely unfair to call people that are enjoying this era more than Jodie's era as misogynistic purely just for enjoying this era more. And that's something that's genuinely annoying because there's loads of Doctor Who viewers that are posting some really disgusting and heinous things that should be called out, should be critiqued. Episodes can be critiqued. But instead, you know, there's all this infighting, it's incredibly toxic, and it's just not a great fandom to be in. And this isn't just toxic Jodie era fans that are, you know, incredibly salty. This is from other eras and just people in general. And of course, it is completely fine not to like this era and critique it. I personally didn't really enjoy Jodie Whittaker's era. I think she had some standout performances and some standout episodes, but as a whole, it wasn't really my favourite era. So I can completely get criticising episodes and, you know, that's everyone's right to be able to do. But it becomes very clear when people have an agenda. Another thing that I think has been a major issue that has plagued the fandom over the past couple of years and is only getting more prominent is just the disgusting amount of nitpicking going on and just finding issues where there aren't none. A lot of people are incredibly negative, and I know that's pretty ironic coming from a commentary YouTuber who covers, you know, drama and all these other situations, but in terms of things like this and things people enjoy, I always try to see the positives in the episodes. Of course, I will critique things if I genuinely think it's inherently bad, but it will always be pretty obvious critique-worthy stuff. But at the moment, a lot of fans are just critiquing for the sake of critiquing and nitpicking a lot of stuff. Of course, Robot Revolution and all these episodes have things that you can 100% critique, but it's just getting to an outrageous extent now. It's like what a section of the fandom did to Jodie Whittaker's era and just ripped it apart for every little thing, and it was bad then and it's bad now. And just like something else that was bad in that era, which was just, you know, constantly shitting on Chris Chibnall, that's what it's become now. It's become, you know, the latest showrunner hate. And again, this is getting to an outrageous extent where people are saying RTD has no good ideas anymore, he's reusing stuff constantly, people are making up false equivalents and comparisons, and it's pretty frustrating to see go down online after what most people think is a pretty good to decent episode of the show. And then tie that all together with a lot of people saying that Doctor Who should be cancelled, it should be taking a break, that, you know, it's kind of lost its spark. It's just a really negative fandom at the moment. It's not enjoyable to interact with any of large conversations because you've always got these really toxic people who are going to nitpick, who are going to say the show should be better off dead, and, you know, who just don't find any joy in the show. And of course, you're definitely not going to enjoy everything. You're going to have episodes that you don't like but other people adore, and that's completely fine. But if you've watched this video and you've seen what type of stuff people are saying online, you know exactly what I'm saying. Another thing is the constant arrogance from a few of the bigger content creators and Twitter accounts within the fandom, which really fuel a lot of the negative energy around the show at the moment, and that's getting a lot more prominent. Usually these are the same people that will say the show is dying and then, you know, decide to spread around all the spoilers for all the episodes, basically ruining any chance of actually just watching an episode and being surprised by something like they did with The Well by spoiling it, saying it was a midnight episode. Doctor Who audience and fandom has very much become like the Star Wars fandom, this incredibly toxic fandom where 50% of the people aren't ever happy with the show, are always critiquing it, always nitpicking nitpicking it, always saying, you know, this should be called off, this is bad, this is shit, you know, this is quote unquote woke, all this type of nonsense. Like I've said throughout this video, this isn't just about people critiquing this era, not liking this era, not liking certain episodes, critiquing those certain episodes. That is completely understandable and completely fine. Everyone does that because, you know, everyone has a right to an opinion. But, you know, I hope people understand what I'm trying to say in this video. And I'm hoping a lot of people can see where I'm coming from and, you know, this reaches a certain part of the internet who are equally as frustrated with how the Doctor Who fandom is at the moment, how they've been acting for the past few years, even going back into Jodie Whittaker's era, how they've been acting, and how some of those people that were complaining about, you know, the hate that era was receiving are now the same people that are just doing the exact same thing back to the show currently. But that's this ran over. I will be getting back to, you know, regular Doctor Who content, reviews, and all that type of lovely good stuff, which I genuinely enjoy doing. I don't like moaning on this channel necessarily like this in a commentary type way, because, you know, I enjoy Doctor Who. Doctor Who is my favourite TV show. I want to talk about it positively, and if I see if there are critiques, of course I will critique it, but I don't like doing videos like this when it's about something that I genuinely enjoy watching. But everybody watching, please feel free to comment down below. I'd be very interested to see what you, the viewer, has to say about this. But I've been your host, Samuel, and I will catch you in the next YouTube video.